We often think of surprise as a momentary disruption, a break in the predictable flow of our carefully managed lives. We crave control and view the unexpected as an enemy to our plans. Yet, this instinctual reaction overlooks a profound truth: surprise is a fundamental neurological event and a potent catalyst for a richer, more connected, and resilient existence. This exploration delves into the mechanics of this powerful feeling, revealing how we can move from fearing the unpredictable to welcoming its exciting possibilities. At its core, surprise is the brain's alert system for prediction failure. Our minds are constantly forecasting the next moment, creating a model of the world. When reality deviates from that model, whether a sudden loud noise or a room full of friends yelling "Happy Birthday," a precise sequence kicks in. First, we freeze, our cognitive resources hijacked to focus entirely on the unexpected event. Next, we scramble to find an explanation, sifting through data to make sense of the interruption. Then, our mental framework shifts to accommodate this new information. Finally, we are driven to share the experience, lightening the cognitive load and connecting with others. This sequence, honed by evolution for survival, is the engine of every surprise, from minor to life-altering. Modern life presents a peculiar tension. We are besieged by large-scale uncertainties, in health, finance, and global events, that breed anxiety and a desperate hunger for predictability. This drives many to seek control in myriad ways, from meticulous planning to consulting fortune tellers. Yet, the rigid routines we construct for safety can lead to the opposite problem: stifling boredom. We find ourselves on a seesaw, craving stability to soothe our nerves but also yearning for novelty to stir our souls. The key to well-being lies not in eliminating surprise, but in navigating this balance, understanding that both predictability and unpredictability are essential nutrients for the human psyche. Building resilience is the first step toward embracing this balance. Resilience transforms how we weather life's inevitable negative shocks, preventing us from retreating permanently into a narrow, surprise-free comfort zone. It involves creating a stable foundation of supportive relationships, which act as a buffer during storms. It means creatively reframing setbacks to find their hidden advantages, like the woman who saw chemotherapy-induced hair loss as a chance to experiment with wigs. It requires viewing struggle as a pathway to meaningful success and recognizing that a bad surprise can be a forced, but potentially brilliant, change of direction, much like an injured dancer who discovered a new life as a musical saw virtuoso. Resilience allows us to absorb the blow without closing ourselves off to future joy. This openness is closely linked to a reframing of vulnerability. We often mistake vulnerability for weakness, but it is actually the state of being open, of surrendering the illusion of total control. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, sharing personal stories, admitting insecurities, and stepping into situations where we are not the expert, we become magnets for positive connection and growth. Consider the speaker who won over a cold audience by revealing his authentic self, flaws and all. By accepting that we cannot predict or avoid all surprises, we can relax into life's ambiguity. This posture of openness keeps us outside the confines of our comfort zone, precisely where the most rewarding and delightful surprises are found. Once we stop fearing surprise, we can learn to engineer it for good. Becoming a surprise engineer means intentionally designing moments of delightful unpredictability for others. These aren't just tricks, but thoughtful gestures that create shared positive experiences. A simple, unexpected gift, a handwritten note, or a small upgrade can spark disproportionate joy. The ripple effects are significant. Studies show that guests who experience a delightful surprise at a hotel are far more likely to return and recommend it. Effective surprise engineering often involves crafting full sensory experiences around a theme, inviting people to interact in new and playful ways, thereby creating lasting, joyful memories. This principle powerfully applies to our relationships. Introducing and welcoming surprise can prevent connections from stagnating. This involves actively embracing complexity and difference in others, rather than surrounding ourselves with echoes of our own opinions. Being open to perspectives that challenge our own invites healthy, surprising friction that fosters growth and tolerance. Furthermore, balancing the level of surprise is crucial. Relationships thrive on a mix of comforting predictability and energizing novelty. Too much surprise can be destabilizing, while too little leads to boredom. Thoughtfully introducing new shared activities, conversations, or small adventures keeps the dynamic bond between people alive and growing. Ultimately, the most important person to surprise is yourself. Actively seeking novel experiences and cultivating are direct pathways to self-renewal and insight. Collecting new experiences, whether trying a new food, traveling to an unfamiliar place, or simply taking a different route home, rewires our brain's predictive models, making us more adaptable and creative. Meanwhile, seeking awe, that overwhelming sense of wonder in the face of something vast, has profound effects. Gazing at a starry sky, standing before great art, or witnessing an act of profound kindness can shatter our everyday mental frameworks, making us feel more connected to the world and more open to new possibilities. In these moments, we surprise ourselves out of our own limited stories. Surprise, therefore, is far more than a fleeting emotion. It is a doorway. By understanding its mechanics, building resilience to its shocks, reframing vulnerability as strength, and learning to craft it for ourselves and others, we transform our relationship with the unknown. We stop seeing life's unpredictability as a threat to be managed and start recognizing it as the very source of vitality, connection, and enduring wonder. The unpredictable ceases to be a disruptor and becomes an invitation to a more engaged and joyful human experience.